Leo, welcome back. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your weekly read. We're trying something a little different this week. I've pre-shuffled and drawn 3 cards for you, and we'll take a look at those. We'll also do a couple of clarifying cards, and we'll finish with an oracle card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. I was out in the garden repotting some plants before I did the readings today, and I was thinking about what plants need in order to grow. And of course, they need soil and light, preferably sunlight, and they need water. Sometimes they need some nutrients. And what I was really focused on today was how sometimes roots need more space to grow. And I get the sense that many folks right now are needing more space, are needing to expand in order to thrive. Because you can continue living in your tiny little pot with your roots all wrapped around themselves, but you won't grow and thrive as well as you could, given a little more space. And so with that in mind, the readings today are around what you need, Leo, to grow. What do you need in order to flourish in your life, not just continue to get by. So we're looking at your cards. We have the 3 of Wands, the Lovers, and the 5 of Pentacles coming out for you this week. And with the 3 of Wands, there is a sense of travel. You know, there's a sense of potential commerce, expansion. There's a real feeling of working with others and expanding, really goes along very well with this notion of needing more room for your roots. There's a sense that movement is part of this week for you, and that doesn't necessarily mean physical travels, but perhaps mental, emotional traveling. There's a real expansion of your thinking this week, and it has perhaps something to do with the Lover's card coming in here, which can represent partnership. It can represent a deep love that you share with another, which could be any type of deep love, not just a romantic connection. It can also speak to the strength of 2 together, and that may be really feeling to me like where we're at for you this week, Leo, that there is an expansion that is happening, and it's happening because the strength of 2 together is stronger than 1 alone. Now, I don't really feel like this is a romantic partner. I feel like this is someone else, and I don't know, and it will obviously be different for all of you. It could be a romantic partner, but it's not feeling that way in my body, and that's a lot of my intuitive hits come that way. It feels like you in partnership with someone else, maybe a family member, and the 2 of you together are able to achieve some real expansion right now. Some real productive work is happening because the 2 of you are on the same page. Now, the 5 of Pentacles brings to mind a note this week of you feeling like you don't have what you need. It's this sense that you've been shut out somehow from some resource that's quite necessary. It can speak to some ill health. So, you may be having to pay a little bit more attention to your health this week, not overdo it. This energy is so expansive that you might kind of push yourself a little further than you really are physically capable of doing right now. And so watch out for that just a little bit, that you're not wearing yourself too thin. It can also just speak to a worry about finances. But what I love to point out on this imagery, and the imagery in this particular deck is fantastic, and this is the Linestrider Tarot, which recently was released. You can see, if you're on the podcast, you can't see it, but if you're on the video, you can. You can see there's the key right there, leaned against this door. This person sitting there, very distraught that they can't get inside where the resources are, but the key is right there. They just don't see it because they're focused internally. They're focused inward on their feelings, on their sadness, on their grief at being left out or shunned, every nasty feeling that comes up from all of that. So if this isn't about you, needing to take care of your health a little better, then I would say my sense is that you feel like you don't have access to a resource, possibly money, maybe something else. But the reality is you do. You do have access to it. You just aren't looking at it from the right perspective. Pardon me a moment. Oh, I've got the windows open because it's a beautiful day, but all of the pollen is coming in. So let's take a couple of clarifying cards for you, Leo, and see if there's anything further from Spirit for Leo this week. Eight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles again. It's rare to get the same card from two different decks in such a short reading where we don't have very many cards at all. So there's definitely a strong feeling there around that Five of Pentacles energy. Feeling shut off from a resource, worried about money, or you've pushed yourself a little too far physically and your health is suffering a bit this week. The Eight of Pentacles, you're building a skill set here. You're enjoying your employment. And by that, I mean whatever you're doing for work. So whether you're getting paid for it or not, however you are using your time right now productively and working on building a skill, that's really something that is bringing you joy. And you're enjoying it, and you're definitely making progress in that arena. So that's good. But again, be careful about overdoing it. If what you're doing is a physical endeavor, you could be trying to lift things that are too heavy, or trying to train too hard for a sport competition. You could be mentally working too much, really not giving yourself enough rest and enough recovery time. You have from the Oracle deck the card of release, which is a beautiful card. There's a tree in the fall and the leaves are falling from it. And release. Let's take a look at Denise Lynn's write-up for release. I think it has a lovely energy around it right now for you. When you receive this card, it is time to let go and surrender. Let go of situations, people, and objects that do not serve you. Let go of old, outmoded, self-limiting beliefs that drag you down. This is a time of stripping away superficial distractions until you reach who you are at your core. If you are holding on to the old, it is difficult for anything new to come into your life. Begin to clear your home and living environments of clutter. If you don't love it or use it, it is probably clutter. Clear it out of your space. It's time for a detox. To get ready for the new, you must release the old. And that was absolutely a strong message in a personal reading I was doing this week. And it was really sort of resonating with me as well. This whole year, around New Year's, I was thinking, what is my theme this year? What am I sensing is this year's theme for focus, for trying to grow? And release kept coming up. Everywhere I would go, I would see that word. I would hear people talking about different things related to release. And I really do feel like that's another one of these overarching things for all of us to grow. There needs to be release of the old and the outmoded and that which is no longer serving us and merely taking up space and tying our energy to the ground. So think about that for yourself this week as well, Leo. I hope that you are well and I hope that you're safe. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Every like, share, and subscribe helps these messages get out to folks who may not be aware of us yet. And as I do this because I love it, not because it's my job, it's really wonderful to have your support of this channel and your help with getting those messages out. So I thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Blessings.